From the Fidelity Bank Foundation studio, PBS Kansas presents One-on-One with Victor Hogstrom.
From the rice paddies of Vietnam to the veterans halls of Wichita, we are exploring the meaning of duty and the power of service here at home, one question at a time. My guest is a true American hero whose spirit of service didn't end when his tour ended. He is a Bronze Star recipient who went where his country sent him, straight into the heart of the Vietnam War. But today, you'll find him right here in Wichita, leading and inspiring fellow veterans through the American Legion, Kansas Honors Flights, and every veteran's cause imaginable. He is the commander of American Legion Post No. 4. He is Vietnam veteran Kenney White. Coming up, we'll discuss his unexpected journey to Vietnam, the Bronze Star action that defined his service, and the deep rewarding work he does today for fellow veterans right here in Kansas. A fascinating half hour is ahead as I talk with veteran and American hero Kenney White right now, one-on-one. Hello, I'm Victor Hogstrom, and I'm pleased to welcome Vietnam veteran, Bronze Star recipient, and American Legion commander Kenney White to the program. Kenney, you're very well known in the community. You do such a wonderful job for the veterans. That popular Veterans Honors Flights that you do.
Okay.
How did that come about?
American Legion Rider, Post 4, we've always helped the Honor Flight. And this one, the Honor Flight chapter that we have now, started in May of 2012. And they wanted a town hall. And I didn't know Mike Van Kampen, which is the president of the Honor Flight, but we loaned him the hall at the post, and I got involved, and then about 2 years later, I was on the board and flight leader, and so I've been with it ever since.
Okay. How did your background and your upbringing shape your sense of duty before 1968 when you were drafted?
Well, I was a young kid just out of high school. My family didn't have a whole lot of money, so I went to work, and college was probably out of the question, maybe a junior college, something like that. And before I made that decision, I was drafted, and that was before the lottery. They took everybody back then, so I was drafted and made it home, and been patriotic ever since.
Was the draft a surprise to you?
No, because 68 they needed more people than ever, and I knew it was coming. But no, it was most of my high school friends who went in college. We went.
So Kenney, what were your thoughts on the military and the Vietnam War prior to receiving your draft notice?
To be honest, didn't know a whole lot about it. I didn't see any of the protests, anything like that. That was probably came as I was there and a little later. And to be honest, even when I was in Vietnam, they sheltered us from these protests. I was pretty amazed at when I got back what it was like. The first warning I had is they said, "Don't wear your uniform home." Well, before that, we was told to wear your uniform because we hitchhiked home and stuff like that. Wear a uniform, you get home quicker if you're in a uniform. But that changed in that short 2 years that I was gone. So.
That was because of public opinion.
Yep.
You described your journey to Vietnam as unexpected. Why was that?
Well, I knew I was going. I had a chance to go to Germany. Half my friends went to Germany. Half of us went to Vietnam, and I was in the half that went to Vietnam.
So Kenney, let me take you back to 1968. What was your honest and immediate reaction to receiving that draft notice?
Scared. I was 19 years old. In fact, I was 18 years old when I got it. The time I went to Vietnam, I was 19. So, but we all feared what we was getting into. It was the unknown for us, So,
And when you got there, what was your first impression of that combat zone?
Concerned, probably feared. They did tell us that we lose more people when they first get there or when they're coming home. And first night I was in Vietnam, we had what we call a sapper. That was a Viet Cong was inside of our base camp with a bomb. And so we were brand new. We didn't know what to do. We didn't even have a weapon issued to us yet. So we were, the whole group of us just sitting there and everything halted until they found that guy. So that puts you on edge a little bit, I have to admit.
Mm-hmm. I can imagine. There were some specific and dangerous tasks that your role as a combat engineer entailed on a daily basis. What were they?
Well, a combat engineer, most people don't realize it, but we are usually out in front of the everybody. We clear the roads, sweep the roads, mine sweep them. I was in a place called Lai Kay or Rocket City, and we was getting rocketed every night. And Michelin owned a rubber plantation, and so our job was, one of our big missions was to clear that rubber plantation. We lost a lot of guys doing that because they set up mines and stuff like that. So we lost a lot of that. But I was actually assigned to S3 as soon as I got there. Don't know why, they just assigned you. And
S3?
S3, which is operations.
Okay.
And I did a lot of, I got rolled out of bed one morning to escort what we call a VTR. And we was ahead of the minesweepers and everything. And the Viet Cong had blew up a bridge on the main supply route, Thunder Road or Highway 13. And so I got that VTR down there. They had to be escorted and got them down there. And then we had conflict when we got there, so.
But in your role, you earned a Bronze Star.
I did.
How did that come about?
They really don't clarify exactly, but it did. The major that actually wrote me up for it and presented it to me told me it was because of the incident I just told you about, escorting a VTR down there, and we had one of the minesweepers, not from my unit, it was from a unit down south, stepped on a mine and he was killed instantly. And what saved me, there was a guy in between me and him, and that guy got blasted in the face, probably lost his eyesight, but I don't know that for sure, and he was just staggering around. As soon as that went off, they were in the jungle and opened fire on us. So I grabbed that guy, threw him underneath my Jeep and returned fire. And so I'm sure that's pretty much why I was issued that Bronze Star.
Okay, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Tell us this. You've described a very dangerous role that you played. Up front, clearing the road and mines and everything in between. What kept you as a soldier, as a military person, what kept your head down to do your job? What was that encouraging thing for you?
Just wanted to come home.
Alive, I take it.
Alive, and there was a lot of, drugs was plentiful there. In fact, the opium fields was everywhere. And I just seen too many guys destroy their life for getting on drugs and stuff. And I didn't even smoke cigarettes. I traded my cigarettes for hot chocolates or something like that out of the C rations. So I wanted to come home.
Wise. So you and other Vietnam vets had what is described as a silent bond. What was that all about and why?
Still do, in fact.
Oh, yeah?
that's one thing around the post. But what you do is, and I don't talk about it, and most of my guys don't talk about it, what they did. We just kind of know. If we're one-on-one, we'll compare stories and stuff. But if we have somebody come in the post and they start bragging what all they did and all that, it's pretty easy to realize they wasn't never there, or they're not telling the truth. Because but you just you've got a silent bond, and you do for life. I mean, I met a kid from Ulysses, Kansas, and we're still buddies now. And he comes into Wichita all the time, and we've just got a bond. We really do.
So what are some of those stories those people who come in tell that you can pick up on like that?
Oh, just they tell stories that can't be true. I mean, you just pick up on little things, what they did, things like that. I'm really cautious about stolen valor. If I have somebody come in my post and claim they're a Vietnam vet, they better be a Vietnam vet to wear the hat and stuff like that. So we're real cautious about that, and I think most of my buddies are too. The stolen valor is not good. I'll just put it that way.
Okay. We usually play a game on this program, and we have one for you.
Okay.
And let's begin the game. I'll give you two choices, and you tell us which you honestly prefer today.
Okay.
All right, the first one, a cold beer at the post or a hot cup of coffee?
Cold beer.
And why?
And probably the reason is I can do without coffee. I don't know if I could do without beer. So, yeah, it'd be a cold beer at the post.
Did you drink beer in Vietnam?
We did.
You did, okay. Reading a newspaper or watching the evening news?
Watching evening news. Why? Probably just because, probably not. I used to read the paper a lot, and then it just got to where it wasn't a good newspaper anymore, to be honest. And I just pick up on the news. Watch a lot of PBS, by the way.
Oh, good. Good choice. Good choice.
Yeah, okay.
Working on a motorcycle or working on a lawnmower?
Have to pick the bike. I'm a car guy, so I work on everything, but I'd have to pick the bike. But just because I still got my bike, still ride, still American Legion rider. If I don't understand something on the bike or it's over my head, I have buddies that does it. So,
a quiet night in or a dinner out at a local Wichita spot?
That's tough. Probably a quiet night in. I spend too much time at the post. So if I can be with my wife and a nice dinner at home, or just sit and watch TV or something, I'd much rather do that.
Mm-hmm. Driving the honor flight van or riding with the Legion Riders?
Have to be riding with the Legion Riders. Been one since 07 with the American Legion Riders, and used to be the director. So it had to be riding with the Legion Riders.
The heat of a Kansas August or the cold of a Kansas January?
I'd rather have the heat in August, just because I don't like cold.
Does that take you back to Vietnam in any way?
No, I wouldn't. Over there it was hot all the time, or raining. We had monsoon and hot, but no, heat doesn't bother me as much as I just like heat better than cold, I guess.
A classic action movie or a comedy?
Action movie, just because I like action movies, period. I'll just a good movie, action movies. Comedy's okay, but I'd rather have the action.
Okay. Receiving a thank you letter or receiving a handshake?
Probably the handshake.
Why is
just
that?
for the brotherhood, and we That's one thing about my post. Nobody comes in as a stranger. You come in, you don't leave. So it's a handshake. Would be more fitting for me.
Being early to a meeting or being exactly on time?
Early to a meeting. I sat in your parking lot out here about 10 minutes before I came in here because I was early. But no, I'm a guy for early.
Talking about the past or talking about the future of the post?
Talking about the future of the post. We got a lot of plans, and the past is the past, but we do a lot of planning. We're a very, very busy post. Big deal we got going is we're responsible for the Veterans Parade this Saturday, and that's a big deal. That's a lot of planning and stuff, but we overcome. I got a great post. I got great members, and so talking about the future of the post.
So what was the driving force behind your returning to service in Wichita, leading the American Legion?
To be the American Legion, I used to belong to American Legion. We had a place at Table Rock Lake. And so I joined the American Legion down there because it was a good place to drink that cold beer and a steak night and stuff. Well, they closed down, and I knew I was missing the American Legion Riders because they didn't have one down there. Well, they lost their facility, their building. They kept the charter going. I told my wife, Cindy, I said, it's time we transfer back to Wichita. We always lived in Wichita, but that was our weekend spot. So we came back, and I walked in Post 4 in probably 2007, and I've been there ever since because it's one of the best posts around.
And that makes you the longest tenured commander of the American Legion Post 4.
I'm probably the longest consistent. The one I replaced was in and out. He was the commander for quite a while, but he would get voted out and then he'd come back in and stuff. But I'm either the first or the second for sure.
So what does it mean to you?
It means a lot.
Because they keep voting you back in, right?
Yeah, and to be honest, I'd like to find a replacement one of these days. My honey-do list at home is getting longer and longer, and so I know my wife puts up with a lot for me being there, but I spend a lot of hours at the post, and there's a lot of things I need to do at home too.
So you also work with the Kansas Honor Society, not Honor Society, but the Kansas Honor Flights.
Correct.
What is the most rewarding part of that hands-on work that you do?
Just like I tell the guys when they leave, I don't care how big and burly you are, we're going to make you cry. And we make them cry because it's so emotional. And we need to get the Vietnam vets there because we may be shutting this thing down because we're not going to do Desert Storm or Iraqi Freedom until they get the memorials built. So I encourage all the Vietnam, sign up now. We have, since 2012, we have taken 4,600, 4,700 veterans, absolutely free. And I tell you what, I'm standing at the Vietnam Wall with a Vietnam vet, I still tear up. Mm-hmm. It's that emotional.
What do they say upon their return?
A lot of them are so well, what they really say is, our last night there, we're all in the bar at the motel. And that's when the stories start coming out and they've made new friends. And that's probably as fun as anything, just go around and meet the people and stuff. But we have guys that is so emotional. When we're returned back here to Wichita, I've had veterans turn around and hand me a check and said, I want to pay forward. And that's not unusual. They go absolutely free. Our guardians still pay, but it's so emotional and so rewarding. It's on everybody's bucket list. I mean, I can only think of one guy, and since 2012 that said, it was okay. Most of them say it was great, and it's the best thing they've ever done in their life.
So what are some of the things to do when they visit Washington?
Well, it's very busy. We're there for 3 days and 2 nights. one day is a travel day, and we go to Fort McHenry. That's a Star Spangled Banner. That's one of my favorite. Then we visit the mall, and the mall is the World War II, Korea, Vietnam, and the Women's Vietnam Memorial. And then we lay a wreath at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. We have 4 guys that we pick for different reasons, and they actually lay a wreath at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. We visit Iwo Jima Memorial. Air Force Memorial's got the best view of Washington, D.C. there is. It's up on a hill. It's just absolutely beautiful. It's a good place to have lunch up there. We do have a boxed lunch when we're traveling on that day because it's a big day. But I try to schedule mine to where I can have lunch at the Air Force Memorial because it's just gorgeous up there. It really is.
Kenney, how does the act of service, that is doing things for others, help veterans connect and heal?
Well, sometimes I give the closing remarks when we come back, or maybe at a banquet and stuff, and I really, really encourage the Vietnam veteran. There's a lot of veterans still there with them, but I try to encourage them to let that go because just look at the people here that's welcoming you home. That's your family and stuff. They love you. Vietnam's, 55 years ago or something like that, and it's time to let that bitterness go. You'll have a better life. Just drop that bitterness, think ahead, look forward ahead. So you got family that loves you and they're proud of what you've done.
You said that you don't like to be recognized. So what is your overall reaction to receiving the Distinguished Veteran Service Award through PBS Kansas, honoring the veterans?
Well, I'm honored, but I don't talk about what I do. I just do it. Now if I do it and screw up, then I talk about it. But no, it's I just do everything I can to increase my post, and I'm shocked that I was even nominated for this. So, but it is very appreciative, and can't wait to see what it's like.
Well, congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Now, after all of your many years of experience as a Vietnam veteran, who is Kenney today?
Well, I like to think I'm a good husband, good father, great grandfather, I hope. I've got 8 grandkids, and I just want to be there for family, and I'm just proud of what I do, and proud of what I've done, and I've got a great post, and I don't want to take all the credit for that because I got great people at my post. Right. That's just what there is.
How would you like to be described when it's all said and done?
Honest, helpful, more than that, I just want to be a good person.
Do you have a philosophy of life? Have you formed one based on everything that's happened in your life?
Just want to be remembered as a good family man and a patriotic person.
So what is your favorite symbol?
My favorite symbol? Probably the cross.
Why is that?
Believe in God. Just part of being a good American.
Kenney White, thank you so much for joining us one-on-one.
You're welcome.
It's a
It's
pleasure.
my honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. If you have a comment or question, send us an email, one-on-one@kpts.org. We always enjoy hearing from you. I'm Victor Hogstrom. Be well, and I will see you again soon.